I'm Algimantas. I represent Creator, the Paradise Trinity I am, as his ambassador to this planet, to Urantia, an apostle of Master Creator's Son, who has bestowed himself upon the universe and upon our planet as Jesus of Nazareth, and his partner, Creator daughter Nebadonia. I speak out spiritual teachings in my native language, Lithuanian, during the worship service of Creator, while we are worshiping Creator, the Paradise Trinity I am, and have petition prayers. So I split the two prayers by my spiritual teaching, which is the living word of Creator, because I never prepare any text to speak out. Everything is coming to being right in the moment of speaking out. Even now, I do not know what I'm going to tell you, but Creator is leading me from within, and He is putting His words into my mouth. Of course, it's difficult for me to speak out the living word in a foreign language, English. I've never lived in America, though I visited the country, but I haven't been there for, say, several months. But I did work with all the television crews from America, representing all the major networks, television networks, like CNN, ABC, NBC, PBS. So in this case, I worked with them as I worked in the national radio and television of Lithuania, and I was preparing just the shooting programs in our country for these television crews. And not only from the United States, but from different countries, from Japan, from South Korea, North Korea, from European countries like Britain, BBC, Channel 4, ITV, from Australia, Australian Broadcasting Corporation. So I know how different nations work when they do the same job, making a program on certain events or on certain phenomena when they arrive to do this segment of the program in Lithuania. And not only what they are shooting, what the major interest is for them in Lithuania, but also the mode they are performing the job. And it's a lot. I saw that Japanese television people, different Japanese companies, they care while working for every piece of furniture without moving it anywhere. When Americans arrived, they would make a lot of fuss. Refurbishment of the apartment, that it suit their purpose, their picture. It's just the opposite what Japanese cared for and what Americans simply ignored. This is the character of the people in the country. When I was a television person, I also presented my own commentaries on international developments on television and radio. So I was well known in Lithuania at that time, and I set up my own private company with my colleagues from television, just 3 more colleagues, and we had also more or less the same function in Lithuania to serve foreign television, radio journalists, television journalists. But what I noticed at that time, with an ever-growing concern, that the less sensational offer we present to different television and radio companies, the less interest they show in our everyday life. They needed sensations. They needed some bloodshed, victims. They needed some shocking episodes to be shot. And then all of a sudden I realized, should we earn, say, for a living by promoting different sensational things? Why should we ignore daily living, human life, human relationship? But we would be told it's not interesting for television viewers to watch. Just imagine. Television viewers are the ones to order music, rather than television should educate the audience. It's just everything's turned upside down. Now, when you look around in the world, everything is turned upside down in absolutely every sphere. Money is reigning as God in humanity. While it should be just the opposite. Man should control money. Humanity should control all resources on the planet, because these resources do not belong to any person, to any group of persons, to any state as the property of that state. It belongs to humanity, because the planet is not the property of anyone, but everything is divided into private property lands. It's against Creator's evolutionary plan to develop humanity in brotherhood with one spiritual leader. One spiritual leader. Just imagine the person who has the cosmic insight, who has wisdom from Creator, who is full of Creator's love for all. The one who can show the road and direction on that living road, living path. Today, I'm the one, because I represent Creator, as I have been chosen to represent Him, and Jesus and His partner, Nabadoni. Therefore, I say to all of you, humanity now is in a great danger. Normal life is at stake. And it is impossible to remedy humanity, to heal all vices without the interference of Creator Himself, or by enormous, catastrophic calamities happening around in any country. You should understand one thing. If we are reigned by material money, material wealth, material power, be it political, economic, popularity in different spheres, or recognition in scientific spheres, awarding different names, awards, prizes. That is against Creator's will, when only separate groups can use this wealth, this exceptional popularity. They are being promoted to a semi-god pedestal position. But remaining dwarfs, real dwarfs in their spiritual personality. Trump is a high guy, but in spirit he is a dwarf. And he is leading people to a wrong direction because he is at a loss. He does not know where to move, where to look at. He completely misunderstands the situation. But he's not one, or the only one, who is at a loss. All current presidents, prime ministers, kings, queens are all spiritual dwarfs, without any exception, because they lay their own foundation of life, of living, on the material wealth and influence, power, force. That's against Creator's will, against the evolutionary plan to the whole of creation by the Paradise Trinity I Am. What I'm telling you now, it is not a joke. It is not trolling. It is a warning, living word from Creator, being spoken through my lips to all of you, irrespective of your social or political status in your society, irrespective of your religious belief. This word from Creator through my lips is meant to all without any exception. There is not a single exception for any of you. I permanently repeat in my teachings, the foundation of civilization should be made on Creator. And it's not enough simply to state a theoretical assertion, but it should be made into practice, into living, and how to do it. You need to discover Creator within yourself, each of you, within yourself, because Creator has bestowed His Spirit, His own divine quality that is present in this spiritual entity, His Spirit, His fragment. Just imagine, He has bestowed His own divinity upon your mind. Each of you, you are being led from within by Creator Himself. Only you do not feel this leading from within. Therefore, you should pay much attention to my words, which are truly not mine, but Creator's, only spoken out through your lips, because you don't hear Creator Himself speaking to you personally as well. So you need to discover Creator within, without rushing anywhere far off. Just start talking with yourself and to yourself sincerely. Confess to yourself how good you are, what good you do desire to do to others, without generalizing, without specifying. Just begin thinking this very simple idea. You might do goodness to others, but today you do not want to do it because you are interested in raising your property and profit to a higher level. Or if you are a politician, you want to adopt a certain law that would also help some separate groups of people in your society, well, to obtain maybe even more material wealth or a better living, material living. But all the same, it's a trap. It's a trap that humanity has been kept in for 200,000 years. Just imagine, this trap has been going on and on, generation to generation, being passed for 200,000 years. Jesus was present on this planet only as back as 2,000 years ago. But the system basing its activity on the material wealth, on the physical force, on the dominance of those who are more powerful mentally, intellectually, materially. They are the leaders of either a tribe or a clan or a country, a nation, but without any wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is a quality of Creator. This is the intellectual knowledge accumulated to be used for the benefit of the whole. Of the whole. Not of oneself, of the whole. But if it's better for the whole, it's better to this definite oneself. But it's also theoretical speculation, theoretical assertion. How to make it happen in practice, in one's individual living. By sincerely addressing Creator as a person, as a personality. When I say as a person, I mean not a human, but as a person, as much more definite than the idea of God, because God is an idea. You cannot commune with an idea. You can promote some even divine idea. You can promote even the idea of God to someone. But to commune, you need to make this abstract and very broad and unclear idea of God into a personal God, into the source and center, because Creator is made up of 4 sources and centers. First, the Paradise Trinity, 3 sources and centers, and the Aggregate Deity I Am, always written in capital letters. I am. So I am what say Muslims consider to be Allah, and He is Almighty. He does not need any divine son for His assistance, because He's Almighty. He can do anything Himself. Therefore, Muslims did not and do not recognize Jesus Christ as the Son of God. They consider Him to be or to have been a prophet, like Muhammad. But Muhammad, according to them, is the biggest and the last prophet. So in this case, Muslims do not recognize the Paradise Trinity, but they recognize Allah. So this I am is that Allah, because He is that powerful that He diminishes His power, energy, vibrations, to be spread to creation through the 3 sources and centers of the Paradise Trinity. And the Paradise Trinity, in their turn, diminish their energy vibrations to operate on different levels in space and time universes through their sons and daughters, of different spiritual orders. So Christians do recognize Trinity, and they consider that Jesus was the second person of the Paradise Trinity. It is not the fact. Jesus is the fact. But he is not the member of the Paradise Trinity. He is not the Son of God of the Trinity status, spiritual status. Because Trinity cannot incarnate or be on a bestowal mission in the material form. The Paradise Trinity, I am, Creator, has no limitation, apart from the limitation he sets on itself. But all the same, Creator, any member of the four, has no outer form, any visible spiritual form. Therefore, he cannot go on a bestowal mission directly himself. He cannot limit himself into a certain form. Therefore, and even more important, that Creator should always be in the center of the whole of creation. He can never leave this dwelling abode, which is in the very middle of the whole of creation. Paradise. His dwelling abode is called paradise. And he can never leave it, because if he only moved a little bit from and out of the middle center of creation, all the creation shall break down to pieces, because his just moving a step one way or another would be the tornadoes of enormous creation level shock. Just imagine how tornadoes are, or tsunami waves sweep away everything on their way. And imagine now Creator, the source and center of all energy, and not only all energy in actual, but even in all potential throughout eternity, and then just movement one way or another. That would be a shocking effect to the whole of creation. So in this case, Creator is like eternally incarcerated in this one place, paradise. Therefore, he is sending his sons and daughters to represent him, and on different levels. And the lowest among the lowest levels is the least among the least mortals, possessing the material outer form. And therefore he sent his son, one of 700,000 of this spiritual order of Creator sons, to our planet as Jesus of Nazareth. Therefore, Jesus said to his disciples, to the apostles, who heard me, heard the Father. The Father and I are one in spirit. What does it mean? That Jesus' character qualities exactly coincide with the operation of the Creator's character qualities, or match the character qualities of Creator, or are exactly the same character qualities like the ones of Creator. And consequently, our character qualities in potential are also exactly similar to the qualities of Creator himself. And once you discover Creator within yourself, you begin to ever more feel that Creator is real. And I did discover him. You stop searching for Creator anymore, but you want to press yourself against the bosom of Creator to feel him within even stronger. And once you commune with him evermore, once you feel that you do sincerely desire even the fusion of your will with the will of Creator, the moment shall arrive when you are born of the Spirit. That's a true birth of your spiritual personality. So your vices simply evaporate, and the character qualities of Creator spring up into being. That's an enormous spiritual power within you, enormous elevation. And then you realize Creator is one for all, for the whole of creation. These four sources and centers, they're for all of the creation. And then there's no need to split into different religious movements, into states, political states, with frontiers, with armies, with weapons. There is no need to oppress the state population by high taxes, exploitation, and political oppression. There is no need to make any criminal deed. No crime. Imagine you feel love which is the state of your consciousness. You cannot, in a way, begin to feel the vices that have been just a moment before tormenting you. You feel you are free from them. This is the reward of your sincere efforts of communing with Creator, and of evermore doing goodness to others without any reward. Even though today nobody apart from me teaches this living path, it is the future of humanity. The time shall arrive when humanity shall live in Creator's light without any military conflict, without crime, without illnesses and diseases, without conflicts within the family and within oneself. This time shall arrive. And the time depends upon you. It's wrong to think that you might depend upon time. That time is unstoppable and you cannot change anything. You can. You are the son or daughter of Creator. You are eternal. You are potentially above time. Just follow Creator's living word that you have heard being spoken through my lips, and test it. Test the assertion, this theory, when you are raised above time by Creator.